everyone? VJose32 back again, and let's get ready to rumble as we look at what's going on in the world of Kickstarter and playing cards. I'll try to keep it brief. Bicycle Robotics from Collectible Playing Cards is funded with 27 days to go. The Bicycle US President's Playing Cards from Collectible Playing Cards is also funded with 64 hours to go. Not going to hit that 60,000 stretch goal for the gold deck, but it is what it is. Bible Playing Cards from Big Earn, 1% funded, 14 days to go. It's not going to happen at this rate. Moving along here. What the hell is the problem? It's pretty odd, it's not moving. Try this again. I apologize. Ain't working. Whoops. Alright. Now it should be good. Boom. There we go. Modern Playing Cards from Randy Coffee. 33% funded. 9 days to go. Not going to happen at this rate. Love Is Playing Cards from Natalia Silva is funded with 20 days to go. Still plenty of time to pick them up. This is actually a relaunch. She had previously done this project and she had a $6,000 goal and it didn't quite make it. She did have over $4,000 in pledging, so she has come down in pledging, but she has achieved the goal because it was only $3,000 this time around. Moving along, Alberta Playing Card Display is funded with 25 days to go. Leonardo Art Playing Cards from Dent de Leon du Midi is well funded with over 300% now and 4 days to go. They have released another deck. There's already 2 decks, the gold and the silver. Now there's a new one, this one right here, the Platinum Edition. Only 1,000 being printed. These are being printed by Legends Playing Cards, while the other 2 will be done by USBC, and I'm imagining there's going to be at least 5,000 of each. And he's talking about, selling some to museums and whatnot. This one only 1,000. It's going to be a little more limited. It's not bad. And it is a little bit pricey though. It's $22 Canadian, or $22 to Canada, which works out to a lot more in Canadian. It's $20 US. Shipping, it is what it is. I think it's a little bit pricey. I think that there's even uncut seats. There's a platinum coin. $285 US for a coin. Pass. That's kind of ridiculous. Apparently there's a limited edition of 10. But only people who are insane will actually get that, because that's just ridiculous. I mean, what's the value in the coin? What is it being made out of that makes it so valuable? Other than it's platinum plated. Whatever. Anyways, so it's pretty interesting. They were going to do this when they hit like $75,000, which they have not hit, but they decided to unlock it anyway, which is fine. It's doing quite well though anyway. My only concern is that doing 2 decks with USB-C and then doing another one with Legends and then having other stuff, it's going to be hard to get everything done for a certain time frame and deliver it. I've seen other projects, Coat of Arms, the Golden Spike, and I think at least one other one that have had delays because they got one deck with this company, a couple decks with this company, and then there's all sorts of issues with getting everything delivered at the same time. So I do not recommend that, but it is what it is. Moving along, Davido Playing Cards from Nick Carter, 42% funded, 25 days to go. I don't know about this one. We'll have a look at it. Looking for 1,000 pounds. It's almost halfway there. It's got some interesting art. Looks like the ace has got smudges all over them. Same with the other artwork. Pretty interesting court cards. I don't like that there's no suit indicators on them, especially since they're, pretty out there. But it is what it is. I don't think you're going to play poker with this deck anyway. The back designs as well, not very good. And look at how off-center these things are. At least that's what it looks like to me, that they're off-centered. Maybe it's just the image, but they don't look good. Okay, maybe it's just the image, but I don't know. It's not a very good back design anyway, from what I can tell. And it just looks like there's smudges all over the place. I mean, it's interesting. I wonder if you put it all together and makes a picture or something. I don't know. Anyways, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not really something I'm looking for. I'm not even sure who's producing it. And for £1,000, I don't think it's MPC. Certainly not USPC or Legends or anything like that. Moving along, the Bicycle Earth's Elements Fire deck from Doug Fry. That's supposed to be fulfilled by gamblers. Warehouse is 29% funded, 20 days to go. It is not looking good. And he's got 4 of these planned. 3 more. You can forget about the stretch goals on this one. He'll be lucky if he funds at this rate. I think it's just the artwork is a little bit kind of goofy, cartoony. And I don't know. It's not doing well. Moku Hanga inspired playing cards from Avol. I'll just call him Avol because I can't pronounce the last name. It is pretty well funded. 19 days to go. Definitely check that one out. And actually there is a stretch goal for a different color deck on this one as well. I'll see if I can find it. They're pretty cool, as you can see. Asian inspired artwork. I think they made some minor modifications or are doing that. The updated coin. That's nice to making updates and improvements. One thing I noticed is in the index as well with these ones, they actually got the letter within the pip as well on the index, which is interesting. It's different. A little suit indicator pip on the court cards would be nice, but not the end of the world. But they're pretty cool. They did refine some of the lettering to make it easier to read, which is good. This is the other deck actually. It is the Ebony card deck. As you can see, it's got a darker color, kind of a dark brown. Pretty interesting. That is a stretch goal. Whoops. I apologize. It doesn't say what that stretch goal is, but whatever. Moving along, Bicycle, the Spectrum 52 Spectrum Edge decks. Cosmos Solano, 69% funded, 16 days to go. It's struggling just a little bit as well. A lot of playing card projects nowadays. This year, for some reason, playing card projects are struggling just a little bit. The number 17 playing cards from Requiem, Lorenzo Gazziotti, are well funded, over 200%. 13 days to go. There is a Bicycle branded deck with a red back, a unbranded deck with a, well, they call it a white back, but it's not really white. And they look pretty good. Apparently it's being shipped by Lake Michigan Bailers. They're pretty good fulfillment. So here's the unbranded one. Looks phenomenal. Both the decks are really nice. This Sterling Silver Ace is really nice as well. And this is the other one. They say it's white, but it's kind of an off-white. It's the unbranded one. It's similar to the original one, which I've reviewed and is on my channel, but that one is produced by MPC. These are both USPC, obviously. There's going to be a bunch of gifts as well once they hit certain goals for backers. This, I think, is one of them for 2 deck backers, I think, which is pretty cool. They look earrings. There's a mini deck if you get 6 decks or more, and that's if they hit the goals, which they probably will. I'm a little bit upset about that. I'm not the only one, because I mean, it's nice to have a gift, but why should I have to get 6 decks that I don't want or need in order to get this mini deck? I mean, I should be able to add it on. There's all sorts of, I don't know, excuses, if you will, from the creators saying that it's too much hassle or whatever. He's already got other add-ons and whatnot. But anyways, at 300 Chronos, they just unlocked this in Boston on the Bicycle branded deck. That's good. That's $35,000 that they got right now. When they hit $40,000, approximately $40,000, there will be the first part of the gifts, and at $50,000, the second part of the gifts. And with 13 days to go, they still have plenty of time to hit all that money. Some people are going, oh wow, I'm surprised it's not over $100,000 yet. Well, I mean, it's a nice looking deck of cards. I'm not going to say it's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's nice. It is, I mean, pretty amazing, but it's not Earth Saturn or anything like that. It's not Federal 52s. So, I mean, I don't know why people expect it to be at over $100,000. And people are blaming it on the currency, throwing people off and scaring people away. I don't think that's it at all. That's BS. Look at all the other projects on Kickstarter. They're all struggling as well. But anyways, I'll show you the mini deck. And I'll talk about this as well. This is a Crown Edition. They used to call it the Grand Reserva in the previous projects. Very limited edition deck that he is making the tuck case himself in Stockholm. 2 ways to get it: through a new limited reward, 30 decks available. That will be available this Saturday, and or as a gift if you pledge 3,000 Chronos or more, which is a lot of money. As you can see, very intricate tuck case, pretty cool. I think it's over $300 that you have to pay to get this free. I mean, it is what it is to me. It's just a glorified custom tuck case, and very expensive, and it's a pass. Here's the mini deck, or the kitten as they call it. I'm going to have to pass on that probably, because I just don't feel like buying 6 decks. I'm going to rant a little bit. People have commented this on the forums, and I will agree, and that is that, I mean, this is not any different than Illusionist going, oh, here's Madison, here's a new Madison deck, and then there's a limited edition color that you can get free if you buy a brick of the other ones. What ends up happening is everyone does this to get that free deck, and then we end up with all these extra decks to try and sell. I know that firsthand. I'm still trying to sell Kings. I'm trying to sell Zed Pures. I've had to deal with Brown Rounders and other Madison decks, and they get all this money. They sell a whole bunch of decks that we get just to get a free deck, and then we have to turn around and try to sell them all ourselves. It's the same thing with this project and other similar stuff, where they want us to get 6 decks or more in order to get the free mini deck, and in the end we end up with these extra decks that we don't want, that we have to try and sell. It just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. So we'll see what happens. Patriot playing cards from Conflicted, the survival game, 82% funded somehow. It's a miracle with 15 days to go. I say that because it's got an awful one-way back design and awful faces, as you can probably see, with a stupid index that is incredibly difficult to read. The 420 52 playing cards from San Martins is actually somehow miraculously funded with 30 hours to go. I do not believe this. It was 40% funded actually earlier when I checked, like yesterday, and now it's actually funded. I smell a rat. And there's another one I want to talk about as well. Love is a Smoke from Passion playing cards is 50% funded, 24 days to go. Triangles Prototype from Casio Initiative, 75% funded, 11 days to go. Might still happen. Retro Deck from Pacono Modern and Craig Calassian, funded with 4 days to go. Earth Dragons and Other Rare Creatures from Jessica Feinberg, very well funded with 12 days to go. Simple playing cards from Randeep Singh, 85% funded, 25 days to go. This one is absolute crapola. Why? Look. It's a simple deck. They couldn't even spell the name right. They tried to make it different. With hand-drawn images, as you can see, that aren't even that good. Pips are nothing spectacular. I mean, a spade pip is 2 triangles. The clubs is a triangle and 3 circles. Then you got a heart and a diamond. There is no pips in the indexes, as you can see. Just letters. Absolutely horrible. How are you supposed to identify what freaking suit that is by looking at the index? And it just gives you a number or a letter. The back design, there you have it. It's freaking blank. That is freaking lazy. And the Joker just says Joker on it. I mean, it's just pissing me off. And it's being produced by some no-name company that they know. And it's probably going to be crap. Basically, the idea is that they have a passion for card games. And they got tired of seeing the same old card designs over and over. Well, you know what? There's about... I mean, I got 1,500 decks in my collection. Sorry, what is it? 1,500 decks in my collection, is it? There's a hell of a lot of decks out there. We don't need you producing crap that nobody wants. That is lazy ass work. I mean, I'm just pissed off about this. And it looks like it's going to fund, and it's absolute crap. Moving along. There is an Arco reprint by Christopher C. Severson. 21% funded, 25 days to go. I think I mentioned this on Sunday when I last did a video. It's not going to happen. $12 for an Arco deck of cards is too much money. The reason why people pay $20 or $30 for the originals from Cincinnati is because they're good quality and they're somewhat vintage. But outside of that, these are not cards that a lot of collectors or vintage collectors are looking for. It's not like the Victor Margers or the triplicates or anything else like that. They're not that cool. And you can get them for like $5.95 on eBay. So why would you pay twice as much? It's just freaking ridiculous. Rage Face playing cards from Anthony Harris, 5% funded, not a chance in hell, even with 35 days to go. The card caddy from Chris Nichols with 23 hours to go, 74% funded. Needs a couple more $1,000. I don't know if it's going to happen. Then there's this deck. This is another bizarre one. The Pirate, Cowboy, Viking, Ninja deck of cards from Kevin Parsons. 1% funded, 28 days to go. Not going to happen at that rate. It's just ridiculous. It's some guy who apparently couldn't make up his mind on a theme, so he said, screw it. I'll just make a deck with 4 themes. 1 for each suit. So the diamonds got pirates. The spades got cowboys, including Mexicans apparently. Clubs got, Vikings, and then the hearts is ninjas. This is the back design that you see right here. It's a horrible one-way back design, completely unnecessary, and it's actually just a horrible back design all around. And the number of cards, they're okay, but they're weird anyways. The court cards are the best, but they're kind of reminiscent of Nat Iwata court cards, and this is not his project. But I mean, I'm not a big fan of these number cards. Just throwing all sorts of random stuff into them, and they're not very usable in my opinion. And being produced by USPC apparently, MPC, but he has a stretch goal for USPC. Actually, apparently he's going to be printing these with Printer Studio, which is crap quality. And because he doesn't see any reason to go with MPC, But he's got a $10,000 freaking goal. With $10,000, you could produce MPC or USPC. I do not understand this guy's reasoning. It's just ridiculous. Moving along, it's not going to happen anyways, but moving along, the unique card magic course from Trick Hand, 5% funded, 16 days to go, not going to happen at that rate. Tanabra Part 2 from 4PM Designs, well funded, 8 days to go. Mini decks, all the decks are available. Get them if you haven't. Smash It from Keith Redmond, 0% funded. It actually got a pledge of £25, 25 euros, sorry. Somebody actually pledged for it, despite the fact that it is not attached to hell of funding, and that it was sitting at $0, €0, whatever it is, up until now, up until today. Earlier today, it still had 0. 6 days to go, like I said, not going to happen. I don't even know why I mentioned it, just because it has playing card indexes. Innovation playing cards from Jody Eklund and Black Ink playing cards is 99% funded, 32 days to go. This one is pretty cool. There's 3 different decks of cards. I had some frustrations with this one as well this week. There is a standard deck right here. Standard edition. This deck is all about innovations, inventions. That's awesome. I like that. It's a good theme. Completely custom. All the decks produced by Legends. So there's a standard one. There's the black edition. And then there's a limited edition, signature edition, if you will, which is gold colored. They're all beautiful. You got nice court cards and everything. And it's like this collector's box. You get this with all 3 decks. That's pretty awesome. Although it looks pretty flimsy. But it's still pretty awesome. We can see some of the cards. Beautiful. I love it. And I highly recommend this one. But here's my problem. He had a set of early birds for all 3 decks. $20 plus shipping would have worked out to $30 for me. Originally there was 40 available. I missed it. I was at work or something. I forgot about it. I missed it. Doesn't matter. Then he added 5 more later on in the evening, and then another 5 a couple hours after that. And I missed out the one because I was watching TV. I wasn't paying attention. And then I made sure to make it in time for the last ones, the last 5. And I had it. I was going to check out, and then it was gone in a second. And that pisses me off. To me, and I agree with other people that made these comments, when you're trying to check out with something on Kickstarter, it should be like other stuff where it reserves. You put it in your cart, it's yours, you got 10 minutes to check out or whatever, and that way you don't lose it. It doesn't get stolen. To me, this is just crap. It's not fair. And now I have to pay, as a result, like a lot of other people, $40 plus $10 shipping. That's twice as much as these other 50 people. And apparently, on top of that, not only did I lose out, but one extra person actually managed to sneak in while I was getting robbed. So I'm a little bit upset about that. But they're beautiful cards. I like them. They're worth it. And I definitely recommend checking this one out. And I apologize for, making a whole bunch of complaints. And let me apologize as well if I'm being a little bit negative today. I've got a lot on my mind. I haven't been working a lot. I'm upset with my job and a little bit stressed out, so I apologize. I'm a little bit overly pissy in the video. But anyways, moving along. There is Bicycle Sweaterback relaunch from Eric Twitty. 18% funded, 22 days to go. It's not going to happen at this rate, which is unfortunate. I don't know what the problem is. He's got a much smaller goal than before. He's actually got almost twice as many backers as he did before. And he's got about half as much funding. It just doesn't make too much sense to me. You'd think it'd be about the same amount of funding as last time. But whatever. Islet playing cards from Carla Pruitt is well funded with 19 hours to go. The Viking Poker from Stephen Westman, 17% funded, 9 days show. It's not going to happen. Obviously, it's not very usable as a deck of cards anyway. Then there's the Mary Jane Strain Games by DeAndre Morrow. 3% funded, 35 days to go. That's not gonna happen. Not a chance in hell. I mean, marijuana themed decks usually don't do well, except for the one that actually somehow miraculously funded. And on top of that, instead of using regular traditional cards, he's replacing the aces, kings, queens, jacks, and numbers with different strains and weights of marijuana. How is this supposed to be usable as a deck of cards? It's freaking ridiculous. Buskers from Mana playing cards, Eric Mana and Alvin Campana. 63% funded, 17 days to go. It has stopped funding. For some reason, it has stalled. I don't understand it. The beautiful decks of cards, I highly recommend checking it out. Let's get this thing funded. And again, no, his goal is not bad, judging by that. Moving along. More drinking games. Drinking games do not do well on Kickstarter. Do not launch them. Conflict Construction Paper Terror from John Whiffy. This is a relaunch. 59% funded, 28 days to go. It has not gotten back all the backers that it had previously. It's struggling a bit. Orbit Deck from Chris Brown. Not that Chris Brown. He's in jail for beating Rihanna. This is a different Chris Brown. It's 47% funded, 20 days to go. It's got completely standard faces. Super simple, lame ace of spades. I have no interest in it whatsoever. The back design is okay, but that's about it. Oh my god, a wrestling game. Wrestling. Moving along. Twisted Texas Hold'em from Will Andrews. 1% funded, 15 days to go. Not going to happen. The Family Arcana by 9-Pin Press. Doing extremely well with 13 days to go. I just don't understand how that one's doing so well. It's not that great. And then that School of Busking Magic Roadshow documentary film, whatever that is, Mario Morris, 10% funded, 16 days to go. It's magic related, so I figured I would mention it. Then there is one more I wanted to mention. It's a tarot deck. That's not under playing cards, which is not going to help. The Locust Tarot deck, 14% funded, 29 days to go. I don't think it's going to happen. Like, there's only 5 backers. Oh my goodness. That pledged $140. That's a lot of money from a couple people. But it is, well, they got an early bird of $25. Excuse me, of $25 for these decks. That's $5 off apparently, and 4 people back that. That equals $100, I guess, plus shipping. So that works out about $140. The problem I have with this one, first of all, it's going to have difficulty funding since it's not under playing cards or cards. I don't even know what it's under. It's under illustration, yet it's not going to do well at all. People who are searching for playing cards are not going to see this. The biggest problem I have is it's a minimalist deck. I mean, look at this piece of crap. And I apologize again for being overly upset. But I mean, people who buy tarot decks are buying tarot decks for the beautiful illustrations and art. This has none of that. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's not usable. It doesn't even have any writing on it, any information regarding the tarot reading. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, look at this. It's not even usable in my opinion. I don't even understand why, but whatever. It's ridiculous, and it is what it is. Let's look at a couple other things quickly. Boom. Apparently 311 is releasing MailChimp playing cards soon. Let's see what it says here. The update. Here you go. Some sneak peek pictures. It's not bad. A little bit goofy on the core cards, the animations, monkeys apparently, chimps if you will. And this is the original one. Sade Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And apparently 100% of the proceeds will be donated to the Fuji's Academy. But moving along, there's more to talk about quickly. As I mentioned, I think I might have forgotten, the Card Masters from Handlords came out this past weekend. I'm not sure if they're still available. Then there is Regal playing cards coming from John Powell through Gambler's Warehouse on March the 10th. Absolutely beautiful. There's 4 decks. There's a green one, a purple one, a blue one, and a red one. Same guy who designed a couple other decks. Some people are referring to these as the Gambler's version of the Ornates, as you can see. And I can see some resemblance, but not all of it. Check out these court cards and everything. Beautiful. I love those. I don't know who that is. Then there's this. Dual playing cards from Joel Wall. Produced by Vanda. Vanda is doing an artist series with different artists designing decks. And they're not bad. They're kind of interesting, colorful, odd. Those will be coming soon to Kickstarter. Then there is Lux version 2 Sato Edition from JP Playing Cards. Here it is. It's black and gold, it looks like. I don't know if... I guess black and gold, maybe also silver and gold. Sorry, it's black and silver. I'm not too sure. But I imagine it's going to be 2 different decks. And they look pretty good. And those are coming... It says... April 30th for pre-orders. Not sure why not just do them now, but whatever. And coming to Kickstarter soon from a fellow YouTube channel, The Joker and the Thief, is the Joker and Thief playing cards. Apparently inspired by Dan and David Fury 11. They're very beautiful cards, as you can see. They do have a one-way back design, but it's not even a big deal. I mean, look at these cards. They're amazing. And let's see if there's anything else to tell you about. I should mention a couple of websites to mention. Houdini playing cards. Houdini Seance deck available at HoudiniPlayingCards.com. $10 each. Use the code GET20 for 20% off. These are from a Kickstarter project that did not quite make it before. Same with DODPlayingCards.com. Day of the Dead playing cards. All these being produced by Legends playing cards, by the way. And these are apparently $13. Again, the same code works on this one. DODPlayingCards.com. I got reviews on these decks coming in the near future, by the way. And the other one is Hipster playing cards. This is from Jody Eklund of the Golden Spike and also the Innovation playing cards. And there's 2 decks in this one, the unbranded and the branded decks in the 2 different colors. $25 for the pair, $13 for the branded, $12 for the unbranded classic edition, they call it. And you can see that one is green, one is blue. Pretty interesting. Hipsterplayingcards.com. Anyways, I've probably talked for long enough. I apologize for that. And I will see you next time with more.